Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading. When I tuned into your energy, it was the feeling. I mean, it is your season, it is springtime, and so it wasn't so surprising that I got the feeling of growth happening, internal growth happening. But what was more kind of dominant within your energy was the feeling of just not having enough space anymore, and it was uncomfortable. It was slightly aggravating. It was just like, oh, please give me room to grow, give me room to breathe. I can't take this anymore. And I actually saw kind of like a belt being released. It's like, if you wear a belt that's too tight, you wear it kind of on the same place as you've always worn it, but over the years, kind of your body has expanded, it has become bigger, but you kind of kept the same habit, you kind of kept the belt in the same hole that you always used to have. That was the feeling that I got. It was like, you're doing maybe the same things or thinking the same things or having the same kind of beliefs, but because there has been a lot of kind of hidden sacred internal growth, these things are no longer feels kind of supportive to you. It's actually become kind of restrictive, and it's leading you to feel uncomfortable and maybe even annoyed and angry. And so that was really the energy. Yes, and I also have to mention this because it was really like, it's like the nature is calling. It's like nature is calling you. Your nature coming from within is calling you, and it's asking to be released. It's asking to be, open me up, let me be free, let me come out, was kind of the calling. And it was like, why don't you trust nature? Why don't you trust this whatever that's trying to come out from the inside? And so, yes, I think that you might feel something like this in the month of May. And then I did pull some cards, animal spirit cards, I think that they're called. Let me see. Yeah, animal spirit. It's this deck. And the two cards that came out was the oyster together with the golden egg. And so, both of these cards are very much about what's on the inside, right? It's like, what's on the inside? I'm curious to see, when is this gonna emerge? When is this gonna hatch? And it's almost like this feeling of something wanting to burst out, but that the surroundings are not grand enough for them yet. It's not enough space, it's not enough time, it's something that's not grand enough, or it's something that's not open enough, something to do with the heart, with the soul, with acceptance of nature and acceptance of just like, beingness. So let's actually get into the cards before I continue talking and see what comes through here. Okay, so we did get the 8 of Swords and the Emperor. And underneath the deck was the 5 of Swords as well. So the 5 of Swords is definitely talking about that point of redistribution. When we hit the 5s, it's like we have moved out of the stable force where things are stable and structured, and change is happening. It's energy is being redistributed in some way so that the energy will flow differently, and that will affect the structures, the actual matter. That's what I'm feeling with this 5 of Swords. But because it is swords, it's actually, what I'm getting is actually something about, it's almost like a gate being closed. It's almost like a gate from the past being closed. It's like, or a book being shut. Is like, this chapter is over now. This experience, this karmic cycle has played itself out. It's done. It's finished. And it's time for something new. It's like this, this worm will continue to grow. I mean, that's what I'm seeing in my mind. But it's going to be slightly different than how it was before. It's like, this is over and done with. Do not invest your resources anymore in this. And so that matches pretty well with the initial vision I was getting of, maybe when things become habitual, we might keep doing them even if we are not, it's no longer a conscious choice. It's just like, that's what I've always done, and that's my habit, and it can be difficult to stop doing it. But right now I'm feeling this importance of letting go of these habits, whatever they are, that are preventing you, that are like shutting you down, that are taking the space away from these new things that are wanting to emerge. Because here as well, it's like the Eight of Swords. It's like something, maybe perception, maybe beliefs that are keeping you pressured, keeping you too tight, or like locked up inside somewhere, locked up inside the mindset, or even within specific standards of how we think that things should appear. I also got that there was something with the visual as well, that maybe there was a tendency to be too concerned with how things looks at this point in time, too concerned with how things appear on the surface. And I was really getting the message that it's much more important to tune into what is actually now on the inside. Because these things on the surface, it doesn't look that exciting necessarily. Like I said, the exciting part is like, ooh, I wonder what's on the inside, what's growing there. So that was really the message I was getting again. This is the message I'm getting again, to tune in to what's on the inside. And with the Emperor, it's like, the Emperor is talking about that. It's number 4, and this is the year of the Emperor as well. It's talking about that new structure, new foundation that we are building this year. And so what I'm getting is like, now that we are creating all of this, or we have the opportunity to create all of these structures and foundations within our lives that are new, don't create them based on the appearance. Don't create them based on the outside. Make sure you tune into the vibration of what's inside, so that you already now start to prepare for when this thing will emerge. 2021, 2022, our lives will look very different than now. Now is kind of like a breathing space where we get this is what I'm getting intuitively. Now is kind of like a breathing space where we get the chance to start to build these new foundations, so that when this emerge, the foundations are already there, and this thing can start to grow more easily. It's kind of like a jump start is what I'm getting. It's like the people that are able to tune into nature right now, our internal nature, the calling of nature, the new seeds that are emerging at this time, that are coming into the earth. Those people will kind of have a jump start into the new. Suddenly you will already have this tree, next year. It's like, because you knew, you trusted, you had faith, you used your intuitive abilities to really tune into what's inside. So this is of course symbolic, and I think that it can come through in many different ways, particularly in regards to, you know, career. I feel that, you know, make sure you design your day, you know, your day to day in a way that doesn't put too much pressure on you, so that you can actually be, you know, energetically abundant and really go deeper in your work. But also making sure that you're taking care of your nature, you know, your health, your well-being, your really earthly resources. But of course it could be also related to many, many different areas. So let's see if we can get any more cards here for Taurus. A lot of cards coming out. Underneath the deck was the Nine of Swords. So this is, I feel, talking more about that old thing that has, you know, it's rotting away now. It's dead. It has died. But it's like we can still hear the ghosts of the past, you know, coming up and speaking to us. And so I feel like it's about also making that conscious decision to not believe in these ghosts anymore. You know, not deny them, but it's like, yes, that's your perspective. That's one perspective. That's just one perspective, though. There are infinite other perspectives that I can choose to believe in. So it's more about, let me keep more open. Let me not necessarily make a full-on decision right now on what is to come, but let me explore a bit. Let me open up. Let me go a bit deeper is what I'm feeling with this card. Then we also had the Mother of Cups. Oh, I love this actually. This is beautiful. With the Chariot. This is such sweet energy. Oh my god. Such, just like, this is an energy of sacred space for sure. Just like beautiful pink light. A lot of space and time and nurturing and just like yummy energy. Just like sweetness, gentleness. Really, really divine feminine type of energy that's just like, you know, is just like, my child, take the time you need to grow, you know, take the space you need to grow. I will protect you, I will feed you. It's very just like soft but powerful and big. I love this energy. Wow, this is beautiful. This really feels beautiful. And then what we also had, okay, interesting, was the Son of Wands and the Tower coming out together. So they came out like this. So I feel that this is what you're moving towards. This is like what will make that golden egg. Well, it's like the golden egg is talking about the heart chakra. You know, it's talking about the heart, the soul, and that really connects us to the divine feminine. And the oyster is your pearl. You know, it's your evolution through your life. You know, it's adding another layer to what has been. Is like something, you finished one karmic cycle and now you're starting a new karmic cycle, and so you have the opportunity to let go of the things that now you can feel are actually really restrictive within your life. It's like, I just want to let that belt loose and let myself expand and be big and beautiful and grand. I don't care what other people think or how they're gonna judge me, or maybe they won't even judge me at all. You know, who knows? A lot of the time we think that people might judge us, but then when we just do what we want to do, they're just like, yes, thank God, now I can do the same. I've been wanting to do the same, and you know, now it's easier for me. So I really feel that this is what will allow that to grow, that kind of, that just like, let me just be, can I just live, can I just like unfold and be and grow naturally, you know, what is wanting to come in. And then this is about letting go of that kind of, that over focus on action that we have been living in, you know, like my entire life basically has been like that. That has been like the main archetype that we have strived for as a culture. I'm talking about the Western culture now. I'm from Norway, so it's very influenced in many ways by also American culture. And it has been about performance, you know, needing to take on another form than what we actually naturally are. It's been kind of built on the idea that you have to be raised. You're not good enough as you are. You cannot. It's almost like we have shut out nature so much. And I'm not saying that we don't need to tame nature, you know, of course we do. You know, if we just let nature grow, it's just going to be complete wilderness, and that's fine in some areas, but we might not want that completely as well, you know. But it's about the balance. It's about being able to actually let nature, to have certain spaces where nature can unfold within ourselves, you know, within our cities, within our communities, on the earth. It happens on every level. So with this, I feel that that's kind of the cutting off the pieces that are not, that we can feel at this point in time, that you can feel at this point in time, are not conducive for that natural growth and that natural unfoldment and just like beauty that I feel you're being called to step into at this time. It's like this Knight of Wands, he thinks that he needs to be in a special way in order to be valuable, you know. He tries very, very hard, and trying is very draining in the end. It's like always trying to do better, trying to work harder. But do we really know that that's better, you know, if we have never tried to just be? That's the thing. It's like, I feel like now is more of a time where we get to test things out a little bit and re-familiarize us with the element of earth, with nature. And it's not to say that, you know, everything about nature is just like, we should just be all natural from now on. I don't think that necessarily, because then we just swing kind of the pendulum on the back to the completely opposite side. That's like kind of duality. But it's about testing it, seeing it, getting familiar with it, seeing how does that feel, you know, does that give me a different type of growth than what I've been used to, is what I'm feeling with these cards. Let me get one more card. There's already a lot there, but I want to see if we can get some kind of final statement, like, oof, wow. Okay, Ace of Swords. Oof, this is big actually, because also underneath the deck I saw the Daughter of Swords, and then the Father of Swords. Oof. Big power here. This is about power actually. It's about, I think that at this point in time you cannot comprehend your power, the power of your nature. It's something about you not fully seeing, you know, what you are carrying inside right now, how powerful it actually is, and how kind of guided it is, how kind of synchronistic it is, meaning that it's extremely important, actually is an extremely important part of the puzzle in order to drive this evolution forward that we are kind of facing now. You know, we see that these times are different. You know, it's different. Things are slowing down, things are changing, and it's really this we feel it. We feel that we're evolving. We feel that we have to make new choices, and we feel that we are creating the new foundations right now. And so the question is, how do we use that power? What is it that you want to bring forth into the world? And so I love it. And I really feel that if you need any support with just letting yourself be more free at this time, these cards are definitely giving you that support. They're saying to release yourself from these tight, whatever feels tight, whatever makes you feel pressured in your life, observe it. Use your perception to observe where those pressure points are, and figure out a way how you can create more space for yourself. But there is no hurry here. There is no like this has to happen now. It's actually more of a feeling of take your time, be grounded, stand in your power, be clear. Don't let anyone rush you, is what I'm feeling. And so I love this reading for you, Taurus. Beautiful, beautiful energy. So I wish you so much luck for the month of May. Also, happy birthday for those of you who are celebrating. And yeah, take care.